Well, it's the commute home. It's Friday. Happy days. So, Google Maps are telling me the commute is late, which is always good. I'm going to go the M50. It's a couple of minutes slower than the other way, but I'm in no hurry to get home, really. I have a cheeky red at home waiting for me and some cold beer. So, yeah, I'll have a nice reward when I get there. So, yeah, Mr. Kipling makes exceedingly small cakes. So, yeah, it's a subject that I haven't really spoke about before, but I don't eat a lot of sweet foods. I did when I was younger, I think, and when I was a kid. Not excessively so, I don't think, because I come from quite a poor background, really. Working class. I didn't really think it so at the time, but we didn't have a lot of money. Didn't particularly have a bad upbringing, I don't think. I feel I'm a well-rounded human being. Very respectful, live life with dignity. Treat others how I want to be treated. I work hard. I'm self-sufficient. Yeah, I think I'm an okay human being. Sometimes sound like an asshole. Hey, doesn't everybody? So, Mr. Kipling, it's a brand of cake. I think it's owned by Premier Brands now. I'm not quite sure it works with these manufacturers and these food companies, these massive ones, but I think is it venture capital companies buy them and just literally companies with lots of money who want to invest and get some sort of return. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, obviously every company needs a nice big injection of money. But have they really got the workers, the products, all those sorts of things, interests at heart, when really the primary goal is to make money? Then again, I suppose, that's what business is about, isn't it? To make money. That's the primary reason, because if you don't make money, well, you won't be in business for very long. So there's a nice variety of cakes that Mr. Kipling has made in the past, and I think some of them are still available. One of my particular favourites is the Bakewell tart. And that's got like I usually think it's a cherry Bakewell, actually, I think is what it's called now. It usually has half a cherry on top. It looks a bit like a mince pie, but instead of a mince inside, it's got some nice cakey stuff. And then there's a lid on, which is like a white icing with some streaks normally in it, maybe a little pattern. And it tastes quite nice. I could get the full list of ingredients if I was to Google it. I'm not going to. I remember when I was a lot younger though, I mean I do love the Bakewell tarts. I'm a big fan of a nice tart. But when I was younger, it was the vanilla slice. Now the vanilla slice, also known as the custard slice, I think. Maybe I've been getting the name wrong now. I can say custard slice better. So essentially what the custard slice is, it's a rectangle of puff pastry. On top of that is a block, a rectangular cuboid block of like a yellow solid custard goodliness. And then on top of there's another piece of pastry, fairly thin puff pastry with a white icing. And I remember eating these, and even now I can remember just how nice they were. And I remember you'd never like chomp into it. It was too tall, quite a tall structure. You'd actually have to take the lid off and eat that. And as you was to peel the lid off, it would be loads of lovely thick custard that'd be stuck to it. Now, the consistency is hard to describe, but it had pretty good structural integrity. So it wasn't like your bird's custard. This was much more maybe solid in a sense. And you'd get, it'd be adhered quite well to the top. Yeah, it was pretty good. I remember biting into the pastry, and you had the very sweet white icing contrasting with this custardy flavour. Oh man, that was nice. So yeah, it's a custard slice, I think it's called. Maybe also a vanilla slice. Yeah, that was nice. And then there's the eclair. I don't know if these things have gone out of fashion, but an eclair, not to be confused with the sweet, a chocolate eclair would be, it's like is it a sous? Did it call a sous pastry? It's like a profiterole, but not a ball. It'd be like a long tube, a cylindrical tube, maybe 5, 6, even 7 inches long, and quite thick as well. But it's like very light inside, And inside, I think I think it'd be filled with cream, you know, whipped cream. And on the top then you'd have an icing, usually a chocolate or a caramel icing. And oh man, to bite into that now was pretty exquisite. And I did say earlier on about Mr. Kipling makes exceedingly small cakes. And I've noticed that these packaged cakes that come in boxes and plastic containers that you buy in the supermarket, they seem quite small, and I remember them as a child. And for a long time I put that down to the fact, well, I'm bigger now, so obviously things might appear to be smaller. Aha! But I'm wrong. They are smaller. Which, I suppose, in hindsight, is probably a good thing, because they're full of fat and carbs. And I think if you eat too much of them, they're definitely going to kill you.